Yeah.
See what those bastards did to me? I got it.
Everybody just... Fucking for real, guys?
Hello and welcome to part 1 of Rosie's how-to guide to veteran, not pissing off randoms and getting ready for the nightmare difficulty down the line. I initially wrote 3,000 words for this video, but instead it's gone through a rewrite so it's less boring and long, and I'm splitting it into different parts for easier digestion. This part is focusing on keeping team health high, finances good, as well as a couple things about inventory and decks. I'll start with an iconic duo, possibly due a nerf soon, of Copper Sense and Money Grubbers. This will barely keep you afloat in Nightmare, but it's already overkill for keeping the whole team topped off and then some on Veteran. Recruit you could beat deckless, so
we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
You might read Money Grubbers and think, what, an extra 100 coins a map? Because that's how I read it, but actually, it's a stacking effect starting with 5 extra coins for the first pickup, and once you've picked up 20, it's an extra 100 coins for each pile afterwards.
Ooh, a piece of candy. 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 Ooh, a piece of candy.
Either take both for solo queue or divvy it up between a couple players. Another thing is just how strong temp HP gain cards are. You may have played quite a bit and been too busy to notice, but having temp HP actually pauses the trauma and health damage you gain, which is why you've noticed melee players taking a shit ton of damage, yet having basically their max health cap. It's a bit harder for longer range players, but you won't be taking most of the hits anyway, so either trade for damage or resistance cards and get dibs on healing and lockers. Strong specialist decks and their orders get way more important the higher the difficulty and further in the campaign. You're gonna go through a lot of trial and error no matter what, and make a note when you think things like, I wish that card appeared earlier, or you find yourself ignoring the same 3 cards for 5 maps. Good in theory, but once you're in the game, you'll know how you really feel. Currently, you only have about 7 decks for some reason, so if you spend 20 minutes making another, it just auto-deletes. Oopsie! You can theory craft for solo campaigns, which currently are more of a sandbox mode. For example, I found out Down in Front works with offensive items. Now pair that with Overwatch and Pyro, for example. A bit like Left 4 Dead, you can use ranged or melee as your secondary. Your choice though makes a way bigger difference in Back 4 Blood, and you can't just shove everything back every time. And if you go melee, you'll find your character tiring out instantly without the right cards, especially if your primary is out. A ranged secondary can round you out, and it's even better if it's another ammo type. Health and trauma has proven to be quite tricky for a lot of people to figure out. There's no end to useful cards that increase health, healing, and decrease damage and trauma. Some cards will even refund you trauma, depending on the situation. If you have 25 health and your cap has gone down to 50, bandages and medkits are less useful than pills, which would ignore the cap and go over. Oftentimes, if you're near the end of a level, it's better to spend 100 coins at the shop for health rather than use your item, which costs 110, 250, etc., or the locker, which is 400 and primarily for trauma care. Don't be afraid to ask for money to heal and stock up. Most players prefer to keep the full team. This also goes for ammo. Call out when you need it. Don't rely on the occasional player who pays attention to when your character says they're out. Try to diversify if possible. It's easier if you have 2 ammo types and someone has a shotgun or sniper so they can carry AR and SMG ammo they won't use. Most people are aware of the ammo quick tool. You can drop your ammo on the ground and use it so none is wasted. You can also leave ammo ahead of time in an area you're going to be defending. If someone is down and you don't have to go past a point of no return, it's totally fine to leave them for a good while and keep yourself alive. Most times they'll be fine till you get back, but there are defibs and medic cards for clutch revives, and pills to make sure they then stay up. Mum's instant revive is also useful for intense moments. We must also not forget about upgrades. This is more at your discretion. You may prefer a green gun with gold attachments to a blue gun with none, but keep in mind you can swap attachments to make them fall out, and that the Ridden get way more health and harder to kill later on, so it may be worth trading for the extra damage. If you've made it to the end of this, hopefully this was helpful to you. If you have any ideas for the videos or content of the videos, please let me know, as I am making more, and if you happen to subscribe, I guarantee I'd only ping you with ones I put a lot of effort into, like this one. I'll put links to my in-depth Steam guides in the description. One is about recognizing and dealing with all the different variants, and the other is for the hag. I do also have a Discord, and do some streaming, so feel free to come and discuss theory builds. Alright, until next time guys, thanks for watching.